All right, we've all have that thing that we're supposed to go to, but we don't want to go to it because we have some negative associations. It's a family party, it's a work party, it's a blind date. It's a thing that we've had bad associations with, so we don't really want to go. But we end up going, and we get there, and we're like, it's not so bad. And then we stay a little bit longer. We're like, it's okay. And then we leave, and we're like, I had a good time. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but I had a good time. That's Little Mermaid. All right, when it comes to these Disney live action remakes, they've gone anywhere from, oh my gosh, I need a refund on my life, my money, and everything else associated with this because this is a piece of garbage, to, that was okay, it wasn't bad. But most of them, if not all of them, have failed to really justify their existence, anything outside a cash grab by Disney. And so, The Little Mermaid is really top tier Disney remake. Now that's not saying a bunch, that's kind of like saying it's the shortest midget, but it works. It works on multiple levels. And one of the key things that you have to do if you're gonna do a remake, especially kind of a scene for scene remake, which is what this is you have to be able to kind of capture the soul of the original, and you need to build on that and kind of flesh it out and give me a little bit more. And The Little Mermaid 2023 does that. But the whole key to this really is the Little Mermaid herself. The actress that plays the Little Mermaid, Halle Bailey, she really kills this role. And I was a little reluctant. As a person of color, I was actually a little bit hesitant when I saw that Ariel was going to be played by a black woman. Not because I didn't want to see a black woman. I'm a person of color. I'd love to see diversity represented, but I like to see diversity that makes sense. And when I saw that she was a black character, I was like, does this make sense? And I kind of thought through it. I'm like, okay, it's possible that we could have a black Little Mermaid. You know, a lot of island people are people of color, so it makes sense. She comes from kind of the Caribbean. It makes sense that she'd be black. So she just better be a good Little Mermaid. And she is. She's a killer Little Mermaid. One, her voice is awesome. Two, she really nails the acting. She emotes really well. She plays the fish out of water bit excellent, and you really identify with her character and really warm up to her character. What doesn't work so great is her family. The casting in her family is really interesting. So, as we all know from the original, she has multiple sisters, but in the live action remake, all of her sisters that come from the same two set of parents, they're all completely separate races. There's like a dark Nigerian sister, there's like a Swedish girl, there's an Asian girl, there's an islandy Polynesian style girl. It just doesn't make any sense, and it took me out of the movie. And so just kind of know that. And so I would like to encourage Disney and Hollywood in general, do diversity casts, but just make it make sense. When it doesn't make sense, you take us out of the movie. But anyways, let's dive a little bit further into the things I really liked about it. All right, so we already established that Ariel kills it in the show. But outside of Ariel, what worked for me? The first thing that I really want to point to is the relationship between Ariel and Eric had a lot more meat on the bone. I rewatched the animated one right before I went to watch this one, and there's almost no development of their relationship beyond a couple of song montages. This one, there's a lot more. There's more to Eric. We understand his background, his motivations a little bit more. We get to know his character a little bit more. He even has his own musical number. There's also an extended musical number for Ariel that she gets when she gets on land. It's a song that she plays in her head because she can't speak anymore. And it really kind of adds to her character and to what she's going through. And it really kind of works. So I really like that aspect, that we got a little more meat on the bone. In regards to the supporting characters, Ursula kills it. Ursula is exactly what I thought in my head, what I wanted to see in live action. Melissa McCarthy, spectacular. I wouldn't have changed a thing. She nails this character. The other supporting characters, Awkwafina plays Scuttle, and there's Sebastian and Flounder. Scuttle, I really kind of liked. Awkwafina is either you like her or you don't. I like her. I thought she did a great job. I thought any of her scenes were fun. Sebastian was better than I expected. He wasn't a superstar, but he was better than I suspected, and he was respectable. I like the original animated one definitely more, especially because with animation you can emote more than you could here, but this one worked. It was better than the emotion that we saw in, let's say, like The Lion King. Flounder was was okay. Flounder was passable. Wasn't nearly as good as the original, but decent. Things that didn't work for me, there's several things that are there. One of the things that I'm going to address is there's some plot points that they kind of changed that I don't think were great. They don't make or break things, but there's a little extra thing that Ursula does to the spell to give Ariel legs that didn't make a lot of sense. In fact, I thought it took away some of the momentum of the scenes. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Gotta watch it, but it just didn't work for me. And then there's a little change to the final scene, or the showdown with Ursula at the end, that I thought was better served in the original one. It just made more sense the way the original one did it. This one doesn't destroy it, but I preferred the original. Other than that, some of the songs specifically that were underwater didn't work for me as well, not from a musical standpoint, but from a visual standpoint. The animation is super bright and over the top, and the animals are great. They're playing instruments, they're doing all these great things, and it's just less impactful in live action. One of the things visually that I didn't love about this is underwater, the special effects are just okay. It's kind of like Aquaman style special effects. It's nowhere near what we saw with Avatar. So just know that it's okay. It's passable special effects. But it's also not as bright as I would have liked. There's a lot of scenes that are darkly lit, and that sometimes you're hoping for a little bit more. Even the brightly lit scenes aren't as vibrant as I think they could have been or should have been. So just kind of know that. Outside of that, I mentioned the diversity casting that kind of got under my skin that I didn't particularly love. And there's also a scene that's omitted that has almost all the same scenes with additional scenes from the original. But there's a scene that I really love from the original. It's the kitchen scene with Sebastian. That scene is not in this movie, and I would have really liked to have that scene in this movie. But other than that, those are the biggest critiques that I have. There's a few others, but those are the biggest ones. All right, parents, welcome to the Parent Recon Report for Little Mermaid 2023. And I'm happy to report that this is a pretty straightforward section without much to report at all. So if you've seen the original Little Mermaid and you're okay with your kids watching it, you're gonna be okay with your kids watching this. There's nothing new that you need to be worried about. They didn't slip in any language, they didn't slip any weird sexual things. It's just the Little Mermaid, but live action, as far as content that you need to be concerned as a parent. And that's a good thing. All right, so let's wrap this up. So who should go to this movie? I think you should go to this movie if, one, you're a Little Mermaid fan, two, if you've got kids that wanna go see this movie, and three, if you just like Disney stuff. If you just like Disney stuff, this is gonna be a good one. If you like musicals, this is a good one to go see. So I've got 4 daughters, 1 son. I'm gonna take them to this weekend, and I think they're gonna have a good time. I did want to pre-screen it. I wanted to make sure Disney didn't throw in anything that I didn't like, and they didn't. And I was pleasantly surprised. So overall, I really like this movie, and I'm gonna recommend it. If you've got kids and you fall in one of those categories I mentioned earlier, I'd say full price ticket. Go see this. Go see this. I mean, it's a long weekend. Go check it out. I think you'll have a good time as long as you have the proper expectations going in. You're not expecting the sky, but you're gonna have a good time. So on the rating scale, I'm gonna give this a 7.5 for a kids family film. Okay, for a kids family film for that target audience. It's a 7.5. This hits the intersection of your kids are gonna like it, you as a parent are not gonna be annoyed, and you're gonna enjoy most of the film. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you, go check this out. I haven't been able to say that about a Disney remake in a long time. Thanks for stopping by and supporting this brand new YouTube channel. It's something that I'm striving to get better week by week. I hope you find some value in it. And if you do, please like, subscribe, and share. And then I'll be able to do more of this content. And please give me some feedback. If there's some things that you'd like to see in these videos that I'm not including, let me know. I'm at this stage where this YouTube channel is brand new, and I'm taking that feedback. I'm trying to make this channel better and to add more value to you. But otherwise, till next time, thank you so much.